Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, what is it that I'm here to do? Going back to the future, changing the past, making sure your parents end up banging so you can be born. Why do we feel when we can already see? When the stars disappear, are they really gone? How long does a tab of acid last? This feels like way too long. I thought it was gonna be more like weed, but I'm seeing demons. Demons are weird. Or maybe they're not demons. Maybe they're angels. Tampax, just buy it, okay?
Hey there, loser. Has being stuck inside got you down? Want to go to your favorite bar and grill where the burgers are fresh and the tits are out? But you can't go outside, so what the hell do you do? Well, it's time to tell you creepy weirdos that thanks to Grubhub, Hooters now delivers. Now you can bring the boobs and beer home with you without having to even go anywhere. Why get a burger from any other place when you can get one from us that shows up cold and soggy, made by our chef Big Ronnie, who indeed does work near girls with big breasts. Who knows, maybe the cooks themselves have big breasts. That's the thrill of Hooters, you never know. How does your food get to your door and into your mouth? Our delivery man Bill has you taken care of, and boy does he have a set of bazumbas on him. That boy really eats. But the fun doesn't stop there. Bill brought his girlfriend Stacy along for the ride, and she doesn't have big boobs, but she has a friend who will give you a free month on her OnlyFans if you can help them score some weed for the end of Bill's shift. Are you ready for a hell of a time inside? Do you really have a choice? At this point, we're all that's left in business in your neighborhood. So if you're a lonely creep or just settling for some shitty food, order your Hooters from Grubhub today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Short News Podcast with your host, Alex Mador.
What you're asking for has got a powerful price.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Short News Podcast. Silence. Thank you. The show that reminds you every day how the world is going to shit. I'm sorry. That was a dick way to start the show. You know what? Round of applause to you guys and me. To me, really. Let's have that. Oh, okay. Alright. That's better.
Shut your fucking mouth! Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Jesus. Wow. Okay, so it's the Thursday episode because we're back on schedule here. Thanks for joining me. Sorry about the audio the last couple of episodes. I'm using my old microphone, which came with my audio interface, so you know it's not going to be a good one. And it sucks, man. This is what happens when you accidentally hit your microphone while you're in VR. Now I have to go back to this fucking old shit that sounds like a tin can and sounds not so good. So I'm sorry about that. Until I can afford a new microphone, we're stuck with this one. And if this one breaks, then we're screwed. Then I have to go back to the Blue Yeti. And that's just the biggest joke of all of the podcast microphones out there. Anyways, this has been an interesting week. Been procrastinating on a lot of work, which I really need to start doing now. Like, I need to start working on it, like, today. But there's a lot of news happening, and we need to talk about it. Dude, I had the weirdest dream last night about Joe Biden, where I was at this event where all these politicians were there and Biden was there and he was having like a really demented moment where he was just staring out into space and people were starting to notice. And like Barack Obama was there and he was like, Joe, I think you need to take a second to sit outside because he didn't want everyone noticing how senile Joe was being. I don't know, man. I was freaking out in the dream because like, what's gonna happen to our country? We're screwed. Oh my god. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, it's probably not that bad. I'm probably just freaking out about right wing people saying shit. But I don't know, man. In the dream, the dude was looking like he shit himself. Anyways, so we got shit to talk about. I'm not gonna dwell on dreams here. In not so surprising news, there was a school shooting in Texas this week. 4 were injured in the shooting in Arlington, Texas, and the gunman who was on the run but has been caught and is currently in custody. They're saying a fight broke out prior to the suspect firing any shots. I'm sure more details will come out as time goes on. I'm glad nobody died. Everyone involved, everyone who got hit, the 4 people are all going to make a recovery, it seems like. Some are already out of the hospital at this point, which is really cool. That they're okay. That must have been a terrible shot. You hit 4 people, killed none. You know, I used to joke that Texas wouldn't have any mass shootings because if one bad dude with a gun started firing off in a public place, then 20 other people around them would also have guns and would have those guns trained on that one person in a second. Because everybody has guns in Texas. But I was wrong. I was wrong. Shootings still happen there, like everywhere else. More guns doesn't equal more safety. And guns guns are a tough topic because people are so passionate about their weapons to a fetishized level that even bringing up gun regulations and gun control causes them to mentally implode. But the truth of the matter is, if we take preventative measures so that dangerous people can't easily buy guns, then we're doing the right thing to prevent mass shootings from happening. The people who are mad about Democrats wanting gun control shouldn't be so upset unless they know they're not psychologically fit enough to be responsible with guns. It shouldn't be so easy for a teenager to, like an 18-year-old, to get a gun. And I know there's the black market, but the fact of the matter is making it more difficult for dangerous people to have access to guns is important, whether that's through gun control of the legal market or cracking down on illegal gun sales. This has been a major issue for years now, since Columbine. Schools shouldn't be getting shot up like this. They're schools. It's not normal, and we need to stop treating it like it's normal. The sorry, I keep having to clear my throat. The Sandy Hook shooting, that elementary school shooting, happened 30 minutes away from where I grew up. I was at school when it happened. Dude, half an hour away from where I was going to school. Fucking scary, man. And kids and teachers died in that situation. In this Arlington shooting, it wasn't a random attack like that. It happened because some students were fighting each other in the classroom, and one had a gun. In shootings like Sandy Hook, the gunman enters the school and mows down everyone indiscriminately. 5-year-old children got killed during that, like little kids. Imagine that. You have a kid, he's your kid, you love this fucking kid and have spent every second of the last 5 or 6 years caring for him. Finally, he's old enough to go off to school, and you're so proud. And then one day before the holidays, all of a sudden, he doesn't ever come home again because he got his fucking 5-year-old brains blown out by some freak who had endless access to guns. Now you have to go identify the chunks of what's left of your child, which is fucking traumatic. And I would probably just kill myself at that point if I were a parent in that situation. I'm going to say it again for the people with kids. Your son or daughter goes to school, gets their fucking brains blown out by some freak with an AR-15. You still going to be against gun control? The United States has a problem that is unique to us when it comes to guns. Other countries don't give citizens access to dangerous firearms like we do here. If you're into guns as a sport, then that's cool for you. And to the responsible gun owners who are, at the range shooting clay targets just for sport, like I'm not worried about you. It's the mentally unstable, out of control people who shouldn't be allowed to have these weapons. If we had better background checks and better gun safety regulations and got rid of guns like the AR-15 from like public consumption, we wouldn't be in a safer we would be in a much better position. Where maybe like elementary schools don't have to worry about getting shot up by some sweaty incel. I know that was a lot, but especially the part about the kids getting shot in the face. But this gun situation is a lot. We can't continue to allow this to happen and sit back while innocent people die from mass shootings. We should all be worried about this. And of course, Republicans want to blame it on things like video games, but they aren't understanding that people play video games to escape reality, not so they can do the same things that they do in there out in real life. People play video games because they know they can't do those crazy, dangerous things in real life, so it's safer to do them from the couch without any consequences on your TV. The problem isn't access to video games. The problem is access to guns, which are the actual weapons that kill. The weapons that people use to kill here. Video games don't kill people. That's such a stupid idea that conservatives push. I have family members that I stayed with for a while at one point in my life, and I played Xbox at their house, but wasn't allowed to play violent video games. So when I was playing Call of Duty, I had to put the paintball effects on so my cousin didn't see any blood. And they're acting like video games are going to poison the kid's mind. Like, no, dude. Video games are an escape from reality. Like I said, people play them because they know they can't behave that way, the way they do in games out in real life. I could go on about this for forever, but there's more stuff going on in the world that we should probably talk about. Alright, let me clear my throat here. Oh yeah, so a dude straight up murdered his pharmacist brother for administering COVID vaccines to customers at his job. Because, he's a pharmacist. So this was in Maryland. This guy killed his brother, his sister-in-law, and another lady because of the brother's job. And like I said, his administering the COVID vaccine to people at the pharmacy, which, you're supposed to do. It's part of your job. This psycho claimed his brother was killing people. So he legitimately believed he was being a hero by killing his own fucking brother. People are losing their minds in this shit, man. Like, holy fuck. Like, completely out of touch with reality. How delusional do you have to be where you take shit that far, killing your own family? And, the brother who killed everyone is from West Virginia, so if that puts things into perspective at all. Dude, I'm so clogged up today. We're still fighting this misinformation here in the country, obviously. People are killing family members over it. I don't know what the solution is, though. I have no idea what we as a country could do to stop this from happening. A lot of it is on Facebook. It's their fault. I blame them for a good portion of what's going on out here. And there's a whistleblower from Facebook who released a lot of information about the company, including that they knew their algorithms were turning conservatives towards delusional QAnon articles that misinformed them and convinced them of a completely different reality from what we're actually living in. They knew they were pushing QAnon content out to gullible people, and they didn't do anything about it. And still, to this day, do nothing about it. Facebook needs to be kept in check. Zuckerberg has too much power and doesn't know how to properly use it. He allows for dangerous lies to spread on his site because he makes money off of those who are spreading it all, and he doesn't want to lose those customers. Not only is Facebook guilty of allowing dangerous bullshit to spread on their sites, but they own Instagram, which we now know because they did their own internal study on Instagram regarding whether or not the app makes teen girls feel inadequate, have eating disorders, or feel suicidal. And guess what? Facebook themselves found that Instagram indeed does make teen girls feel those ways about themselves after using the app. They knew this whole time, but didn't do anything about it. It's so crazy how a company knows that they make people want to kill themselves, yet they don't want to address that problem once they know about it. It's almost as though they don't give a fuck. Oh, that's right, they don't. The company is run by an emotionless android who uses mayonnaise for sunscreen and doesn't know how to act around humans. Facebook is a disaster, man. That's why I spend most of my time on Twitter, where people say the worst things, but it's actually okay for some reason. Twitter doesn't collect the same amount of data as Facebook. They're a microblogging site. Facebook is in the business of taking and selling your personal information. And then a couple days ago, Facebook services got shut down, weirdly, right around the time the whistleblower, right after the whistleblower came out and talked about them. Technicians who were trying to enter the Facebook building to fix the problem were finding that their ID cards weren't allowing them to even enter the buildings. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus were all completely down. And it's pretty odd that this would happen right after a whistleblower releases damning information about the company that would lead to higher scrutiny of said company and its services. Almost like Facebook was trying to hide something. But of course, if I start talking like that, then I'm no better than Alex Jones or someone else like that. So what I can say is it's really weird timing for those two things to happen around the same time. The whistleblower and the crashing of everything Facebook. Then there was also the news that billions of Facebook users' data is now being sold on the black market for tons of money. It's an absolute shitstorm. They're in so much trouble, if you ask me. A ton of people are deleting their accounts. Delete Facebook was trending. I mean, delete Facebook trends a lot, though, but it was trending. I want to delete my Facebook, but I can't because I use their site to run ads, to promote music, to promote the podcast, because there's a decent-sized audience on there, even if it's an older generation that I don't necessarily want. I can't escape Facebook. It sucks, dude, and I have accounts that are linked to it. They say not to do that, but I do. But they need to make changes to the way they operate if they want people to ever trust them again after all this. First of all, fix the mental health nightmare that you've caused. That's the most important thing, because your apps make people want to fucking kill themselves, and that's not cool, dude. You shouldn't be cool with that. Also, stop letting people's information get out like this. You're supposed to be more secure than this. You're one of the largest companies in the world. You have all of our personal information. Come on. What are you doing? Get your thumb out of your ass. Ah, I'm out of breath.
Watch your profanity.
What? Ah, man. So, Bill de Blasio is running for governor, or planning on running for governor of New York, according to people closest to him. And there's so many reasons that shouldn't happen. So we should go through all those reasons. First of all, if people want a governor who will make everyone leave New York in the masses, then Bill de Blasio is your guy. I spent most of last year shitting on this dude for good reasons. First of all, he raised the subway fares multiple times in his time as mayor, unreasonably so. The subways used to be, pretty cheap. Like, it adds up because it's the only way to get around. And, it makes sense for them to be affordable since they're constantly late, get stuck all the time, are dirty, beat up, and gross, and are always overcrowded. Not only did Bill de Blasio raise the subway fare price, but he also increased NYPD presence at the subway turnstiles to enforce said higher subway fare prices. There's a viral video of a young black teenager back in 2019 being tackled and held down at gunpoint by a whole crew of police officers simply because he skipped the subway fare. They threatened to shoot this kid. They put him at gunpoint on the ground because he skipped the subway fare. You can look up this video. It's a ridiculous number of cops. You would think they just caught the fucking Joker or something. He skipped the subway fare, which is like, dude is just probably trying to get back home, doesn't have the money to get back because you motherfuckers in the government made it too expensive. Even if it's considered stealing, it's fucking petty to send the entire police presence at the station to attack a teenager because he didn't have enough to pay for one subway ride. As though the city can't afford that. As if the MTA doesn't have enough money. Maybe if de Blasio didn't raise the subway prices under the threat of police violence, then this shit wouldn't be happening. Or, if you're gonna raise the subway prices, at least make it make sense. The subway system is old, slow, and disgusting. Use all that money you're taking from people to actually make a difference. Use that money you're demanding from people to actually make a difference, instead of hoarding it all for the MTA. And that's just one thing that de Blasio did. There's more. During his time as mayor, he took $850 million of New Yorkers' tax money and said he was putting it towards mental health programs for people living in the city. This was around 2015. His proposed Thrive NYC program still has yet to even set any goals for themselves. They've done nothing. They have nothing to show for that money. They have reported doing nothing. Not a single New Yorker has been helped through that $850 million that was allocated towards this program years ago. So where'd the money go? And why is it not being used towards what was promised to New Yorkers? I could have really used mental health services in the city, as could have others, as those services are pretty difficult to afford. It would have been nice if Mayor de Blasio wasn't a fucking liar and actually did something to better the mental well-being of the city. And then there was COVID. Oh, this motherfucker screwed everything up and proved himself to be the biggest little bitch in the process. When the lockdowns were first starting, he was refusing to close the schools because apparently the lives of your underpaid city teachers don't matter at all. He was treating them like soldiers during a deadly virus that we had no vaccine for at the time when it was starting to hit the country hard. After being yelled at enough, and after even I made the news for butting heads with him, de Blasio finally closed the schools and allowed for there to be remote learning. And I was cool with him for a while after that. I appreciated that since my partner was a teacher for the city at the time. I was really worried about her health and safety during this time, but then this piece of shit reverses course while there's still no vaccine, forces teachers to go back into the schools with minimal protection in old unventilated school buildings with young children who do not know how to properly put on or keep on a mask. And schools were being closed and reopened all the time because people were getting infected, reinfected left and right. Teachers died because of this asshole. Because of de Blasio, Ashley ended up quitting her job as a teacher for the city because de Blasio treated her and the other teachers like expendables whose lives didn't matter as long as the children are being babysat, so parents don't have to deal with the little shits they chose to bring into the world. We moved out of New York City, and I don't want to come back. I have to sometimes, but I fucking hate being there so much it makes my blood boil. So many New York City teachers quit this year for the same fucking reasons. Because de Blasio wanted to use them to death. Didn't care what happened to them. And they saw that. They saw they didn't matter. And they left because they didn't want to die for being a teacher. And there will be people who get mad at me and say, what about the good things de Blasio did? Okay, what about the good things Hitler did? He's the reason we have Volkswagen. Those are pretty great, reliable cars. The VW van is a symbol of hippie peace and free love. But do we defend and praise Hitler because one good thing happened under his dictatorship? Absolutely not. Because the rest of the shit he did was horrible and disgusting. Like when he killed 6 million Jews. That was fucked up. Trump made it federally illegal to abuse animals. That's awesome, right? Does that mean I like Donald Trump? No. I like that one thing he did. I still hate the guy, but I can appreciate that someone made abusing animals illegal. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm afraid someone is going to be like, look, he's saying Hitler did a good thing. No, you atypical purple-haired farthead. I'm saying you could make the argument that the worst people in history did one or two decent things. That doesn't make them good people at all. De Blasio is a horrible mayor, and I'm glad his term is ending. Another thing, there are 500,000 or more stray cats living on the streets in New York City who need medical attention, need to be spayed and neutered, need to be adopted to homes where they'll be loved and cared for and live a long life. The stray cats issue is really important to me and to a lot of other people. Because those cats are really smart and they need help. They're innocent. And they eat out of the garbage. And they have all these medical problems because of it. They only live to be a few years old out in the streets, and it's really sad to see. Susie, my cat, she was a stray from Harlem. She was waiting outside our apartment for us to come home and ask for help, so I picked her up and brought her inside, and now she's my cat. Sweetest, most amazing cat in the entire world. And it's upsetting that no one in the city government, de Blasio, is doing anything about this issue. They don't care about these cats. The only people doing anything about it are small organizations, but they're limited in what they can do. De Blasio should have been addressing this somehow, whether it be through trap, neuter, release, volunteer programs, ramping up and renovating shelters, helping get these little guys and girls adopted, something, man. But he doesn't care. What does he care about? So, in conclusion, no, I don't think Bill de Blasio should be the next governor of New York. And I hope I've helped convince you as well that that should not be the case. What else is going on? Yeah, so people are trying to cancel Dave Chappelle, which is impossible. That's all I'm going to say on that. Dave is one of the funniest, most entertaining people in comedy, and he's made his living off of saying things that can be seen as inflammatory to groups of people. That's his comedy. Like, would I ever joke about trans people, though? No, because I don't think it's a good idea to make fun of people who are already made fun of every single day for just being themselves. The same as, like, a white person making cringy black people stereotype jokes on stage and black people having every right to be offended. But, like I said, Dave is one of the best, and he's not like he wasn't attacking anyone. He's a comedian, and you either appreciate his work and you don't. And I watched the whole special, and I thought it was really funny. I can understand people getting mad, but I personally think like it's not like you shouldn't be trying to cancel a dude for just because you don't like his comedy, you know? Like just because you don't appreciate his work, that doesn't mean like make some weird half-ass attempt to ruin his career by complaining on Twitter. Like no, shut up. Shut up. It's a stand-up comedy act. So many worse things have been said in comedy clubs that you will never know about because nobody recorded it and nobody ratted on them. You know what I mean? But I personally would not make would not joke about the LGBTQ community just because like I think they've been through enough. They've been through enough, and it just seems kind of like something yeah, like I said, enough people are doing that. And the one thing, like at the end of the comedy special, Dave talks about a friend that he had who was a trans woman who killed herself. And it was it was a really sad story. It was interesting. Um, it kind of I don't know. I just I don't want to spoil it. I think you should go watch it yourself and listen to it because I feel like enough people are talking about it and like enough people are listening to other people talk about it without like seeing it themselves. And if you have Netflix, just go there. Dave Chappelle, his new one. Um, it's really it's not that bad. It's it's not that bad. Like if you've seen the other 3 or 4 that he's done, then it's the same shit. Like it's the same vein, like the same type of shit. And it's good. Like I said, it's funny. Um funny. Anyways, speaking of transphobes, we got to talk about Ted Cruz. We got to roast him. Was he the one who said I identify as an attack helicopter? Was that him? Let me see. Wait, I identify as who said that? Wait, then where did I sexually identify as an attack helicopter come from if it wasn't Ted Cruz? This copy pasta was originally written by Team Fortress 2 user Goose in 2014, March 17th, was added to his pastebin. I sexually identify as an attack helicopter. Ever since I was a boy, I dreamed of soaring over the oil fields, dropping hot, sticky loads on disgusting foreigners. Oh my god, what? People say to me that a person being a helicopter is impossible, and I'm fucking retarded. But I don't care. I'm beautiful. I'm having a plastic surgeon install rotary blades, 30 millimeter cannons, and AMG 114 Hellfire missiles on my body. From now on, I want you guys to call me Apache and respect my right to kill from above and kill needlessly. If you can't accept me, you're a heliphobe and need to check your vehicle privilege. Thank you for being so understanding. Jeez, that's like aggressive. That's aggressive transphobia. Helisexual was submitted to the Urban Dictionary in 2014. So what do people say about it? Are people like, this is a hateful fucking thing? Why am I doing Ted Cruz's voice? Anyways, we gotta look at Ted Cruz. We gotta make fun of him. That's what we're here to do. What we're always here to do. He was on Hannity Ted Cruz, there is no decision in your life the Dems will not try to control. That's what this one is called.
Here with more, Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Senator, let's start with Merrick Garland. And
Here we go.
or Terry McAuliffe's comments, parents have no right to say what have a say about their children's education. Why don't we just hand the kids over to the government, let them raise them? Because apparently that's what they want.
Well, you know, in any crisis, someone's character is revealed, and COVID really has shown the character of the Democrats. They are authoritarians. They are jackbooted thugs. There is no decision about your life that they will not try to control, whether that is a vaccine mandate, regardless of your choices. Gavin Newsom trying to order every school kid in California to get a vaccine, regardless of their parents' wishes, or
authoritarian. Because they want to stop COVID, because they want people to not get infected by the deadly virus, and they want to be able to open shit back up again and get life back to, some remnant of normal, and, recover and prevent anyone else from dying. Yeah, that's authoritarian, Ted. Why don't we just let everybody just die? Why can't we just let everybody die? Sean, I don't understand why these Democrats, the Democrats, they want everybody to survive. I think that's ridiculous. I would like to buy up all the land in my neighborhood after everyone dies, so I can own Teddy Land. I want to run Teddy Land out of my neighborhood when everybody dies from COVID. So why can't we just let it happen?
whether it comes to silencing free speech. You know, the Attorney General's memorandum this week,
Shut the fuck up about your free speech. How about that? That's what I have to say about your free speech, you stupid blobfish fuck.
The FBI and the Department of Justice to go after parents who are going to school boards, who are expressing dismay that critical race theory, the toxic stew of lies that divides us based on
critical race theory. You mean all critical race theory is, hey, we were pretty fucking racist as a country for a long time. Let's try not to be racist anymore. That's pretty much the gist of critical race theory. That's all it is. That is all it is. Why are you so mad about that, Ted? We gotta hide the truth that we are racist so that they never know. Because America was never a racist country, right guys? Right guys? That is why I've never spoken to a black person in my entire life. Every time I'd see Barack Obama at the White House, I'd say, "Oh my God, oh don't shank me, don't shank me, Barry, please." He was actually a very nice man. I ended up just looking like a racist.
Race that teaches kids that America is inherently racist, that all white people are racist, that seeks to turn us into hating each other on racial lines. Parents are understandably
It's not about turning people against each other. It's more about bringing people together so that we can mend the country, so we can mend those divides. It's about coming to terms with the fact that white people have historically enslaved, obstructed, oppressed black people. We have to come to terms with that, learn from it, and change. Ted doesn't want that because he doesn't want there to be change. And, when people say, "Oh, Republicans they're not racist," what are you talking about? They're not racist at all. Then why is everything you're fighting for racist? America is inherently racist. It has been. We literally brought black people from Africa to this country on boats, chained up, to work for us for no pay. We raped them. We continuously did this for a very long time, and Ted wants to be like, Oh, that we don't need to teach that. We don't need to teach that at all. Critical race theory, my butt, my anus. Actually, don't put anything near my anus. That's sodomy, and I do not approve of that.
Upset about that. And the attorney general told.
And then also, not only did we, the enslavement, but once the enslavement ended, then we had the Jim Crow laws. We were like, okay, yeah, now you guys are free, I guess, but now you got to jump through these other hoops too. You can't even drink at the same fucking water fountains as us. Like, it's fucking bullshit. Just continuously beating them down. And Ted wants to act like that never happened. And now, like, 21st century, here we are. Shit like that's still happening. Black people getting choked out by police officers for 9 minutes straight on video. And almost getting away with it completely. Well, getting away with it, he killed the dude. But, like, almost just not being held accountable for it. That's insane that this shit is still going on, has gone on, will continue going on, and people like Ted Cruz want to act like it's never happened, never will happen, will not happen. Just doesn't happen. That's insane. Like, sorry, Ted, the Democrats actually, like, care about the truth to some extent, and Republicans just want to, like, look at a tiny speck of the truth and then use that to create a whole different reality.
Told the Department of Justice that those parents at school boards should be treated as threats and as domestic terrorists, and directed the FBI to use all the forces of the federal government against them. Today, and you put up just a minute ago the hearing with the head of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. I asked her, I said, do you really think parents at school boards are domestic terrorists? She refused to answer the question. I said, well, do they have any civil rights to express their dismay to their elected officials? The head of the Civil Rights Division refused to answer it. Then I asked her, Sean, I said, well, what about Antifa? What about Antifa terrorists that are rioting across the country? Are they domestic terrorists? She refused to answer that. I said, how about Black Lives Matter terrorists that are looting stores and firebombing police cars? And
Black Lives Matter terrorists? That's what he's calling them? Are you serious, Ted? Sorry, I'm eating I'm not going to tell you what I'm eating. But it's going to make me feel real good. Anyways. Fucking, what the hell, dude? Black Lives Matter is not a terror group. He knows it's not, too. That's the thing. He knows it's not. Oh my God, what a fucking fool. And when was the last time anybody's even seen Antifa? Aren't they just like, didn't they fall off the face of the earth at this point? I haven't seen them. I don't know what's going on there. Seems like they just kind of stopped. And they were never really that big of a threat. Did they kill anyone? Did they burn anything down? As far as I saw from the pictures, they look like a bunch of anime nerds who just got out of the convention all sweaty and needed something to complain about. That's what they look like to me. Don't really look like terrorists. Meanwhile, you look at the Proud Boys. Someone like them. Who's on your side, Ted? You look at them in their armor. Some of them got weapons, bulletproof vests, all kinds of tactical gear. What kind of war are you preparing for? Is that a peaceful group? Antifa wears fucking sweatshirts and holds up signs. Your side stages insurrections on the Capitol and puts up gallows to hang the vice president. You remember that, Ted? Do you remember when they did that? Are you going to, I don't know what they're talking about. January what? I didn't even know there was a day, January 6th. I thought it just went 5, then 7. I had no idea that there was a January 6th. I thought it went January 5, January 7, January 8. I didn't know there.
And murdering police officers. Can we agree that if you murder police officers, you're a domestic terrorist? She said, well, everybody's allowed to have a point of view. So the Biden Justice Department looks at terrorists who are murdering police officers and firebombing cities.
Murdering police officers. Wait, what? Wait, are you talking about your side? Because I'm remembering your side, the insurrectionists crushing a police officer with a massive door. I remember them beating another police officer to death with an American flag on a pole. I remember another cop committing suicide not long after the insurrection. Another one dropping dead from all the fighting. So, which side is killing cops? Which side is really killing cops, Ted?
And says, we don't know if they're bad guys, but they look at moms at a PTA meeting and they say, yep, that is the threat in life. It's nuts.
They are the threat because they think they're invincible and they can say whatever they want and complain about things that don't even involve them. Moms at the PTA are fucking, the Karens, they are a problem. They have been a problem. Remember, okay, here's the thing. And this goes back to critical race theory, something Ted hates so much. You remember when you learned about Emmett Till? Emmett Till, he went into a store, like he was a young black, like, teenage boy. This was during the Jim Crow era. Like around that time, he like went and bought something from the lady who was at the desk and said, like, bye, baby, and then left. And that lady then went and told her husband that Emmett Till talked to her like that even addressed her in that way. Dude pulls up, takes him away with his, like, white dude comes, takes Emmett Till away, beats him to death. They beat him to death and leave him in a river for talking to a white woman. The white woman fucking caused this dude to get killed. Innocent fucking dude. That is the original Karen right there. If you think that's worth, like, killing somebody, saying bye, baby, even if he even said that, is worth kidnapping a young boy, taking him out to the woods or to a river and beating him to death to the point where his face is just swollen completely. Emmett Till's mom held an open casket funeral because she wanted everyone to see what they did to her son. There's pictures. You can look online. It is horrifying. So yes, the white ladies at the PTA meetings, they are a fucking problem, and historically, they have been. Thank you very much. Oh, man.
It's madness. We're going to have a lot more. The great one, Mark Levin, will weigh in tonight. Senator, I want to ask you something here. I have very strong feelings. You tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any Republican was consulted in any way at all.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Never mind any meaningful way on the $3.5 trillion in new Green Deal socialism. Now, to pay for that, the Democrats
What
trying
is
to
it?
rely
New Green Deal socialism? Wow, dude. Like, when did they call it socialism? I'm pretty sure it's not.
on Republicans to assist them in raising the debt ceiling, or else they won't have the money to spend on their socialism, which will destroy this great country. And I don't want a single Republican. I'm a conservative, as you know. I don't want a single Republican assisting them by raising the debt ceiling. And I heard Mitch McConnell might be opening the door to allow that to happen. That's not particularly pleasing to me, and that doesn't sound like a small government conservatism to me.
Yeah, look, you're preaching to the choir. I think it is a
You're preaching to the choir. No, I have no jokes about that.
big mistake. As you remember, Sean, the first book I wrote was called A Time for Truth.
Oh my
And the
God.
opening chapter.
Let me just plug my book here. A Time for Truth. That was the first of many books that I wrote. Then I wrote the sequel to Green Eggs and Ham called My Balls and Spam, because I lost my testicles in an accident and I needed to write a book to cope with the accident. And Sam I Am took my testicles in the book, and he takes them for a whole journey. And now they're gone. Nobody knows where they went. So I wrote 5 more books after that, and I'll tell you about each and every one of those books. I'll give you the prices, the links that you can go to. Also check out my mixtape, also my podcast, Verdict, with Ted Cruz, where I talk about my penis and how it does not work.
Chapter of A Time for Truth. The title of it was Mendacity, and it described the Senate Republican lunch where Mitch McConnell asked every Republican to unanimously consent to lower the threshold for the Democrats to raise the debt ceiling from 60 votes to 50 votes. And I raised my hand. I said, listen, there is no universe in which I can consent to that. It's dishonest to the men and women who elected us. There's nothing I've done in 9 years in the Senate that is more enraged leadership than that moment of objecting. And we're right back there again. Again, Republicans are being asked to consent to lower the threshold. And this is all because Chuck Schumer is playing political games. Right now, the Democrats have both houses of Congress and the White House. They can raise the debt ceiling, but Schumer doesn't want to, because if they raise it with just Democrat votes, then they actually have to be honest to the voters and say, yes, we're adding trillions in debt to our kids and grandkids. Instead, they want to play a game that forces Republicans to support their massive debt and their reckless spending. Schumer is the one who is threatening a default of the debt. Biden is the one who is threatening a default of the debt. That is reckless. We should never, ever default on the debt. And by the way, for years, I've supported legislation called the Full Faith and Credit Act that would say under no circumstances would the United States ever default on its debt. If a debt ceiling isn't raised, we will continue to pay the
They're playing the music. They're playing him out. They're like, come on, Ted, finish up.
interest on our debt,
Ted,
and it will be the big government left-wing spending programs that are cut instead. But the Democrats block it because they want to threaten a default on the debt to push through more spending programs.
God! No! God,
Senator,
please,
stand
no!
strong.
No!
The American people will stand behind you. Every conservative will, and most Republicans. Mitch McConnell, stand up as a conservative or let someone else lead. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Mitch McConnell, stop doing the right thing so that America doesn't run out of money. Mitch McConnell, we want this country to go broke. We want the government to shut down because we're losing everything. Because we don't have the House or the Senate or anything. We're losing. I don't want to lose, so we got to shut down the whole government because I'm sad. No, fucking shut up, Sean Hannity. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with your millions of fucking dollars. Nothing matters to you anyways. Ugh. Anyways, fuck that guy. Fuck both those guys. Oh, look, it's Tucker Carlson. Fuck him too. We don't have to watch that. Anyways, we're gonna go into our little Keeping Up with Karens segment here. We look at public freakouts that have been going on in the last week. So, here we go.
Stay away from the other people, you hear me? You stay in this fucking fucking chair and get the fuck out. Do that again, I'll kick you out myself.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
This isn't social distancing. Okay? You're actually disrespecting me because you're in my space.
Did you just walk up to me?
Yeah.
Because I didn't take a step.
Yeah, I did. So protect yourself.
Oh my god. You're coughing in people's
You need to
face.
get out of our space. Like, seriously, back off.
Why don't you stay home?
Yeah, keep that mask on your face while you do it. Look at these lips. Free lips. Free lips. Not like your pussy ass with that mask on your face. You
Nice beard, bro.
Communist.
Sweet beard.
Here I am.
All right, ladies, man. Time to go, bud.
A free face.
Time to go, bud. Please go.
Oxygen, not carbon. Oxygen, you fucking pussy. Yeah, hide. Because if you came out here, I'd fuck you up.
Shut up. First of all, don't get it twisted, ma'am. Don't get it twisted. Get out of my face. You get out mine. Get out my face. Get out of my face. Bitch, I don't care. I don't care. You get out bidding on me again. You get out mine. Get out right now. Get out of my face. Bitch, I don't care. I don't care. You get out bidding on me again. That's why your breath is like when you get out of my face.
Just breathing in her face. That's fucked up. What if she actually gets COVID from that? That's not cool. Like, that's happened before. Like, somebody who's coughed in somebody's face or breathed in somebody's face has definitely actually successfully given somebody COVID before. Which is fucked up. What if that person died? They killed somebody. And we may never know.
You want me to leave it cuss or not? No, actually, sit back down. Sit back.
Investigator from the California State Board of Equalization.
Okay, so
So
who are you looking for?
Do you own this property? Are you the owner?
Looking for.
I'm looking for the owner of the property.
Well, then I'm pretty sure if you're the tax fraud investigator for the state of California that you'll know how to find a property owner.
Well, if you're not the tenant on the lease, then I'm going to have the police out here and have you removed in 2 days. You understand?
You're funny.
Are you're laughing at me?
You look like you're on drugs.
Unless
you okay?
Looks like you're on drugs.
Well, you're.
It looks like you're on drugs. Are you crazy?
So
that you're representing.
It doesn't matter.
It will be reported. So you're.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
We'll see what the police say.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're. Well, this house looks like it's got issues.
You look like you have issues.
And there's no.
Some bitch at my
okay.
door.
Oh, some bitch at your door. You got squatters here at this property, and I'm going to prove to the police that you don't own it. Okay.
You're a squatter. You're on my property. Get off of it.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to have you removed from this property in 2 seconds, and I've got your phone number out here and your son's card, and I'm going to make sure that he's doing no construction without a license.
Handle your business, bitch.
Handle your business, bitch. The house looks like shit.
You look like shit. Go take a shower.
Go take a shower.
Spider webs in your
Oh my god, go away, lady.
Spider webs in your crotch.
You know what? Go back to doing your drugs and squat on houses that you can't afford, lady, because you're going to be gone.
Okay, come back
That's fucking racist.
when I'm there and we'll see what you have to say for yourself.
Why the cops are coming?
Because I make my keys. Get my keys.
The cops are on the fucking way.
Where my keys at?
I don't know. You threw them.
Where are my keys at?
I don't know.
He threw his keys.
I sure did because y'all didn't make my.
She just threw a whole ass machine at me. You need to arrest her. I'm literally only 2019. I got it all on video. I can show you right now.
Karen of the week. This is an Uber. I think this is inside of an Uber. These are always intense.
I took on a scarf.
I have some.
Yeah, that's much fun. They kind of below door there, my friend. It really hurt.
It didn't look like it hurt.
Yeah, man, you maybe should apologize.
Oh, no. You did that yourself.
What? Excuse me?
You did that
Your
yourself.
door doesn't have anything on it that says low entrance. That's a lawsuit, my friend. I just ask you to
Have at it, Doc.
apologize.
Do your lawsuit all you want to.
Dude, I'll fuck you up.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking take everything you've ever got. If you fucking press me like this, I just almost busted my head. I could have been concussed right there. I'll call 911 right now, brother.
Call him.
I will.
Please do.
I might be having a concussion right this minute, my brother.
That's your fault.
We'll see whose fault it is.
Okay.
Okay.
We will definitely see.
Listen, when I take all your money, I'm gonna take your wife, your kids. I'm gonna fucking fuck your life up forever.
Okay.
Just because you weren't courteous.
Just because you did that to yourself.
You don't have to tell me what I did to myself.
Get out my car.
No.
I'm calling
Touch me.
911.
Touch
I'm
me.
not talking to you. I'm calling 911.
Do it. And what are you gonna say? Does this guy offended me?
Yes.
I was glad to wait on Birmingham to get here for that.
I'm gonna wait.
You don't count. You can't call the police because
Yes, I can.
You're a snitch, first of all, blood.
I don't give
and
a fuck.
second of all, that's not even snitching. It's not illegal to say fuck. To say,
My car. You trespassing in my car.
oh, I'm not. You don't
Get
know
out
the
my car.
definition. Open the fucking door for me,
There
bitch.
you go. There you go. Door
Yeah,
is
and
open.
watch my. You should say watch your
Get
fucking
your shit
head.
out my car.
I'm gonna get
Get
out
the
of my
shit out my
leisure.
car.
I've got a lot of shit in your
Oh, that's
car,
all right. You ain't
and
got
you can
to.
explain to him why I'm
Get your
concussed.
shit out my car.
What do you think I'm
Get
doing
your
right
shit
now, motherfucker?
out my car. Yes, I got some passengers. I'm a Lyft driver, and it's I need some passengers removed.
People are insane, and they don't realize that they're being recorded. You know, if you go in an Uber or a Lyft, your ride is going to be recorded. For their safety, they have cameras on what's going on inside the car. They got cameras on the dashboard, so if there's an accident, they can see. The insurance can see what happened. They have all that stuff. So if you're being a little asshole in the car, everyone's gonna see that shit, and you're gonna get posted to the internet and also probably arrested. So is it worth it? I don't think it is. Anyways, let's help somebody with their relationship problems. All right, this person is this is an upsetting one for me. My female 21 boyfriend, 22 male, is mad that I'm grieving over my missing cat. Okay, immediately dump this motherfucker. What the fuck? My cat went missing a week ago now. He's only 1 year old, and to be honest, I'm really struggling with it. I'm devastated, to be honest. I've been crying every day ever since he went missing, and my boyfriend gets visibly annoyed with me, sighing and rolling his eyes at me when I get upset. He keeps telling me to get over it and tells me I'm being dramatic about it and it's just a cat. He makes me feel stupid over getting so upset over a cat, but I love him dearly, so I'm distraught that he's gone missing. Yeah, of course, that's understandable. You're not overreacting. You're not getting upset over nothing. You're not being dramatic. You're suffering, you're grieving over the loss of your cat. And not knowing where he is. And for your boyfriend to be that insensitive to that and to say get over it, it's just a cat, that's not somebody you want in your life. If they don't even share the same values as you. If someone said that to me, I would like take whatever thing that they love the most and like destroy it. Be like, oh, what's the problem? It's just to get over it. It's just a such and such. You know what I mean? Because fuck them. Fuck that dude. Break up with him. You're not. This person says it's not stupid. It's a valid emotion. I would feel the same if any of my pets went missing. And then someone else, honestly, I couldn't be with someone who doesn't respect my feelings. You have every right to feel worried and devastated. Yeah, the lack of empathy is concerning. So you gotta fuck that dude. That's horrible. You don't want to be with somebody like that. Like when you're upset about something that's like legit, like something that really you have every right to be upset about, like is gonna treat you like that. That's not cool. That's really not cool. So, anyways, we're gonna do one more thing before we go. Um, there's the Herman Cain Award. So we gotta look at that. Um, all right, let's see. Herman Cain Awards. So this dude posted, remember that one time in the 80s and 90s when people died from the AIDS treatment and not the actual AIDS virus? Remember that one doctor who promoted that treatment? So it's just a picture of young Fauci. It's like, I don't think that's even true. Fucking bullshit. And then medical professionals spend 4 days trying to stop Campbell River man's seizures after receiving COVID-19 vaccine. So he's like anti-vax article. Fox News, vaccine mandates Tommy Lahren. He's posting all kinds of stuff. More anti-vax posts. Let's see what happens to this dude. What happens to him? Prayer request. My parents caught COVID and aren't doing well. They are past fevers but are fighting severe exhaustion, body aches, and chills. Prayers are appreciated. My dad's family doctor visited him, said he disagreed with the first doctor that saw him. He was doing well enough to stay in Williams Lake. He treated there. Said he didn't believe there would be a need for a vent. My dad is in Victoria now, around 2 p.m. Fully sedated, ventilated. So the dude got ventilated. The tube is out, so they switched him to a CPAP. And then update, my dad had a little setback last night. He got confused for a little bit, so they had to turn his O2 up. Uh-oh. They said it was a minor setback. He's eating each meal. Only about 35% of the meal. Uh-oh. Prayers are coming your way, someone commented. And then prayers needed. My dad went on to meet Jesus tonight. He has gained his heavenly reward. My mom is hanging on. She was with blank and blank. She is strong and has an amazing support system. Oh no. So, that's what happens. Anti-vaxxers, they end up fucking dying, man. They're all fucking overconfident about their decision to not get vaccinated until they get put on a ventilator tube and then die. So there's that. That's how we're gonna end the episode, by the way. That's how we're ending this. Until COVID is over, we're gonna keep doing the Herman Cain Awards. Alright? So anyways, that's gonna do it for the Short News Podcast. My name is Alex Mador. You can follow me at Alex_MADORE. That is Alex_Mador at Twitter.com or Alex Mador on Instagram. Also Alex Mador on Clubhouse, but I'm only really on there for OCD support. Anyways, this has been the Short News Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. I love each and every one of you for coming here and listening to this show. Alright. Have a good weekend. Peace.
Watch your profanity.
I love how people are telling me I'm like 9 years old. I'm 11, so shut the fuck up.
These nuts. Got him!
Smoke weed every day.
It's really that time of year, and your team might finally do it. Or if you're a Rams fan, you might just want to book the trip now. This year, Super Bowl 56 is in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, February 13th. You can scour resellers to buy an overpriced ticket closer to the day, or you can lock in the Super Bowl experience of a lifetime now with our friends at On Location. True 50-yard line seats, only available with On Location. An invite to celebrate on the field with the champs. On Location. Yes, you want to craft a perfect confetti angel like I did? Go to the game with On Location. And it's not just about gameplay. From dinner with NFL legend Marcus Allen to pregame parties featuring acoustic sets for Wyclef, the official hospitality partner of the NFL is offering the most exclusive ticket packages available. Want to know how? Visit onlocationexp.com/SB56 or search Super Bowl On Location. That's right. Search Super Bowl On Location. Make the trip of a lifetime. It's your shot. Take it.